Let me see um, if we're connected. Very good. Trying to make sure that um, everything is everything. And let me turn this phone down. Before I get started on tonight's live stream, I haven't done this in a while. Well, a while, meaning uh, um, a day. Let me pull my comments up so I can see. Okay, very good. I don't know why I'm live streaming on the Houston TSTA, but I am there. I don't know what for. All right. So, for those of you all who are new to my live streams, my name is Michelle Williams. I, first of all, am the president of the Houston Education Association, and I am running for state representative in House District 127. And I'm hopping on here tonight because I believe that teachers have the duty to educate the public on what's going on in public education. And um, I've been teaching for 26 years. I've taught in urban, suburban, and rural areas. I have worked on leadership teams. I have been a part of moving schools forward, making gains, implementing instructional strategies. I've taught math, I've taught algebra. So I've done a lot of the things. I had my principal certificate. I let that expire because that's not what I want to do. Hi, Ari. So tonight's live stream is about the consequences of school board elections. Tonight, I had the opportunity to speak to the Humble ISD school board. And I'm going to be honest with you, I really was not happy with their responses to what I had to say. And I'm going to bring this up. I posted this today on my Instagram account as well as my, oh, this is in the way, pull that down, as well as my Facebook page. And people have this idea that suburban schools are so much better than urban schools. I have worked in both. And let me go grab this because it is going off. And it's going to continue to go off. I forgot about this one. So, HISD gets a lot of flack. It does. And I'm not here to um, jump on suburban school districts, but they have the luxury of being able to not have everything that they do wrong in the press. Well, since the state of Texas is trying to take over our school system, this is what you have. Um, they were talking about targeted improvement plans, which are just another fancy name for school improvement plans. And what I found alarming is that you have three schools that have D's, elementary schools, and then you have a um, fourth elementary school that has comprehensive support. What that means is that school is failing, um, is in decline. All of these schools are in decline. And then you have the two middle schools that are 3 years of D's as well. So we're talking about six schools. This is not counting Jack Fields Elementary that has, I forgot, it's on its third year of F's. And I spoke tonight at Humble ISD's board meeting about their school improvement plan. And what I said is that it's interesting how, this should have been done a long time ago. They're praising data, and you mean to tell me that you aren't using data to track your students? It's 2026. And what was interesting as well is that after I spoke, they spoke to me, which let me know that it struck a nerve with them. School board elections have consequences. And people think that, oh, the Senate races, the um congressional races, agent. No, the fight is at the local level. It starts at the school board. And that's why I'm running for state representative, because what happens is when a state representative shows up, what gets checked gets done. And that's why it's important when I win this race that I show up at these board meetings, because what it does, it gives teeth to the constituents and it supports our democratic process. That process is the local level is the bottom, but that top part, which is the state representative, is supposed to be checking in at the local level to make sure that everything in that district is going right. And the current incumbent for House District 127, Charles Cunningham, has not been doing that. They have 7 schools that are in decline. 7. And make no mistake, I know that this is a plan by Mike Morath, because what people think, oh, they're a Republican district. This is not Republican. It's not Democrat. What it is a takeover of our school system. If I can get you all to understand that, they don't care about partisan. Look what they're doing to their own people. The Latinos voted 60% nationwide for Donald Trump. And you think that the state of Texas cares whether the school board is conservative? That's not, they don't care. They want control of our school districts, and we are constantly voting in school board members who are up there for pomp and circumstance. And that's what I saw tonight. A bunch of pomp and circumstance. Not only did I see it at Humble ISD school board meeting, I saw it at Spring ISD school board meeting as well. So you have the 7 schools in Humble ISD that are in decline, because I've been telling people as I've been going around on ISD, your school district is in trouble. They're just not telling you that they're in trouble. They're in trouble and don't know how to get the schools out of decline at all, because their teachers are afraid to speak. Luckily for Houston, we have HFT and HEA, which is the union that I head. They don't have that out in suburban areas. They don't. So the teachers are afraid to come out and speak. They're afraid to tell what's really happening at these school boards, to the school boards. And it's ridiculous. So then I'm going to move over to Spring ISD. I had a conversation with the board president about Spring ISD. This is Spring ISD's absenteeism for 2024, 2025. This is not a teacher issue. This is a community issue. Statewide, the state of Texas has a problem with absenteeism, 32.8%. So that means 68% of the kids come to school on a regular basis. Of those statewide, 24% Well, no, 32% is Spring ISD. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Statewide is 20%. So 80% of the kids come to school on time or come to school regularly. The African American students come to school 63% of the time regularly. Statewide, it's 76%. That is horrible. Then you have the American Indian, Asian. I'm not understanding why these rates are so high. And you people wonder why the schools are in decline. And you got as he said, he named himself Governor Hot Wheels, so that's what he changed his handle to. So you have him saying that, oh, um the schools, the teachers are the problem. It's not the teachers. It's not the teachers. It's there's an issue in the state of Texas with children coming to school. You can't teach kids that are not there. You can't. You can't teach them if they're not there. So that's a state of Texas issue. That has nothing to do with teachers at all. Nothing. I'm trying to get my eyes by thing. Okay, there we go. So I'm not understanding why teachers are getting blamed, but they're not going to show you this data. So Spring ISD has an absenteeism issue. Okay, establish that. Now let's see how Spring ISD is dealing with that absenteeism. Look at the teachers. Statewide is not even much better. Statewide, the average, let me see, teacher experience is 11 years. For Spring ISD, it's 8 years. So you mean you have kids with a lot of issues because chronic absenteeism is the result of a larger issue. So you got teachers that don't have any experience. And I can tell you that Spring ISD, 46% of their teachers is 0 to 5 years of experience. They are not equipped to deal with the high absenteeism rate in Spring ISD. So when parents and the public is talking about, oh well, the schools are not doing any, it's they're not telling the truth about what's actually happening. Let me move this back. They're not telling the truth about what's actually happening in public schools. If you have a 37% absenteeism rate, you're you're fighting a losing battle. And what I'm not saying completely that it's the school's fault, but it's the school board's fault because the school boards are supposed to take care of these issues. Just like with Humble ISD. Why do you have 7 schools in decline? You're a small school district. Spring ISD has 33,000 children. Before the takeover, the northeast side of Houston had 30,000 kids. 30. ISD, I think, has 46,000 children. Yeah, that was the northeast side and part of the south. So when we're talking about these issues, let's put things into perspective. All of the school districts are suffering. ISD has a conservative board. I know people like to think that these boards are nonpartisan. That is the furthest from the truth. And they continuously support a conservative state representative who constantly is voting against the district. ISD is in trouble. Make no mistake. Your school district is in trouble. And I told them that tonight because they're confused about who is running this state and confused about Mike Morath. I had a board president tell me, "Oh, I know Mike." Well, I told her, I said, I know the ugly side of Mike because he's going to take over these schools. He is. And that's why I'm running for state representative. And it is my hope that I can help Humble ISD flip their board because the response, because I guess my speech triggered some of the board members, and the response got, I got excuses. Oh, well, we're we're new here. No, you're not. You're not new. Y'all have a lot of mess in Humble ISD. And people talk about HISD. Yeah, we have large urban issues, but Humble ISD is messy. And what I saw and what I've seen in the press, they need a new school board because what's happening, those schools are being neglected out there, especially in this hostile takeover of our school districts. And this is why I have put my name in to run for state representative so that I can hold these school boards accountable because I know what they're supposed to be doing. They have one employee, one, and that's the superintendent. The excuse that I got from Spring ISD was that, oh, I couldn't get everybody on board. That's a state, they should have called their state representative to shed some light on that because state representatives carry a lot of weight. And what I saw tonight, school boards don't like to have their dirty laundry aired. We have to hold everybody accountable for our school districts. And I'm going to be honest with you, once I'm elected, if you don't want to be held accountable, do not run for these school board seats in District 127 because I will be watching. I will make that a priority. Governance is an issue. Quit playing politics with our children's education. And I will be watching, and making sure that my staff keeps abreast of what's happening in Aldine ISD because District 127 represents 8% of Aldine, Spring, Humble, and Huffman. And I definitely will be showing up at these board meetings to let them know because what gets checked get done. So, if you want to be a part of this movement and this movement of accountability and this movement of making sure that our children get the education that they deserve and need, please make a donation to my campaign or sign up to be a volunteer. You can go to michelleforstaterep.com because it's time for us to hold everyone accountable. Teachers are the scapegoat. Teachers are constantly being held accountable, but it's time to flip the script and hold these school board members accountable as well.